It's not good to be alone. And so God says, I'm going to make a helper that is suitable for him. So God designs this unique creation to be a helpmate to Adam. And this is described now in chapter 2, verse 22. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. The man said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man. And so God puts Adam to sleep and takes a rib, one of the ribs out of Adam's rib cage, and fashions and forms the woman and brings her to Adam. And Adam says, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. And he names her woman. Of course, we know her to be Eve. That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. So you see the establishment, the very sacred aspect of the establishment of something that we know to be marriage, which obviously is the beginning of family. So family comes out of marriage. Marriage comes out of God bringing a man and woman together in holy matrimony or holy union, because it's not good to be alone. So let me remind you today that marriage and family is not man's idea. Marriage and family is God's idea. He's the one that's established it. And so the family unit, marriage and family units are extremely important to God. And if you just recognize this from a sociological or psychological perspective, it's very important to our world and our culture, because families are the building blocks of society. To build a nation, you build a nation with families. To build a church, you build a church with families. To build a neighborhood, you build a neighborhood with family units. And so families are the basic building block of any culture, any society. And when families begin to fall apart, society gets into trouble. And much of the trouble that we see in our world today can be traced right back to the fact that families are falling apart. They may be living in the same household, but they're not healthy there. They haven't learned how to properly relate to one another. And we could help a lot of our issues and perhaps even solve a lot of the issues in our world today if we could simply strengthen the family unit. So when your marriage gets better and when your family gets better, it helps improve society around us.